Hi everyone, I am Teacher Michelle and welcome to another episode of Unang Math. In this episode, I will be discussing probability of event A or event B. Okay, in here, when two events A and B cannot occur at the same time, and if the probability that event A occur is P and the probability that event B occur is Q, then the probability that event A or B occurs is P plus Q. Okay, when we say two events A and B cannot occur at the same time, it means only one event happens. So if that is the case, to get the probability that event A or B occurs, we just have to add the probability of event A plus the probability of event B. Okay, for you to understand this concept, let's give an example. When selecting one card from 10 cards labeled with the natural numbers from 1 to 10, what is the probability of drawing a card labeled with a number less than 4 or greater than or equal to 8? So in this question or in this problem, our first event is number less than 4. And second one is the number greater than or equal to 8. So, to get the probability of our first event, probability that would be favorable outcome over the total possible outcome. So, for the total possible outcome, since we have here 10 cards and we are just going to choose one card, so that means total possible outcome is 10. What about for favorable outcome? Okay, number less than 4. So from numbers 1 to 10, numbers less than 4 are 1, 2, and 3. So we have here 3 favorable outcomes. So probability for our first event is 3 over 10. Okay, now what about for our second event? Okay, so for the total possible outcome, this is also 10 since we are going to choose or select one card. Okay, what about for favorable outcome? Numbers greater than or equal to 8. So from numbers 1 to 10, greater than or equal to 8 are numbers 8, 9, and 10. So we have here 3 favorable outcomes. So this is 3 over 10. And since we're looking for the probability of drawing a card labeled with a number less than 4 or greater than or equal to 8, we have to add these two probabilities. So 3 over 10 plus 3 over 10. So this is 6 over 10. And if we will simplify, then 3 over 5. And this is now our final probability for this question or this problem. Okay, moving on, let's give another example by answering this concept check question. When two different dice are rolled simultaneously, what is the probability that the sum of the two numbers is 4 or 11? So first event would be sum of the two numbers is 4. Second event is sum of the two numbers is 11. So let's find the probability for our first event. So probability is favorable outcome over or divided by the total possible outcome. So what would be the total possible outcome? Since we have here two different dice that are rolled simultaneously, so that would be 6 times 6. So it means we have here 36 total possible outcomes. For the favorable outcomes, the sum of the two numbers is 4. So if it's 4, then we have here 1 and 3. What else? 3 and 1. Okay, also 2 and 2. Other than these, no more. So we have here 3 favorable outcomes. So this is 3 over 36, and this is the probability of our first event. Okay, what about for the second one? Sum of the two numbers is 11. If it's 11, then we have here 5 and 6 because 5 plus 6 is 11. Okay, also 6 and 5. Other than these, 2 no more. So it means we have here two favorable outcomes. And for the total possible outcome, this is also 36. So it's just the same. Okay, now, we are finding the probability that the sum of the two numbers is 4 or 11. So let's add 3 over 36 plus 2 over 36. And that would be equal to 5 over 36. So this is the probability that we're looking for this question. Okay, this time, let's answer these simple questions or problems. For the first one, according to this, when arranging 5 students A, B, C, D, and E in a row, what is the probability that either A or C will be placed at the end? Okay, either A or C will be placed at the end. So that means, since we have here 5 students, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A is at the last part. So 1, 2, 3, 4, A is here. Okay, or 1, 2, 3, 4, C is here. So we're looking for the probability that either A or C will be placed at the end. Okay, so for our first probability, since we have here 5 students, A, B, C, D, E, and we are going to arrange these 5 students in a row. So that would be 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1 for the total possible arrangement. Okay, what about for the favorable outcomes? So for the favorable outcomes, since we already arrange or since we already put A or A is already at the end of this row, then we are just going to arrange 4 students. So this is 4, 3, 2, 1. So 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And if we're going to simplify this one, okay, so cancel, simplify. So this is now 1 over 5. So the probability in our first event is 1 over 5. Okay, what about for our second event? C is at the end of the row. So for the total possible outcomes, so this is the same. 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, what about for the favorable outcomes? Also, C is here, so it means we are just going to arrange these 4 students. So it would be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, let's simplify. So this is also equal to 1 over 5. Okay, we are looking for the probability that either A or C will be placed at the end. So 1 over 5 plus 1 over 5. And this is now equal to 2 over 5. So this is our probability in this question. Okay, what about for this last question or problem? As shown in the figure, we have here 4 beads labeled 1, 3, 5, and 7. When choosing 2 beads, what is the probability that the sum of the numbers written on the beads is a multiple of 4 or multiple of 5? So first event would be beads is a multiple of 4. And the second event is beads is a multiple of 5. So this is our second event. Okay. What would be the probability in our first event? Okay, for the total possible outcome, since we have here 4 beads, 1, 3, 5, and 7, and we are going to choose 2 beads, so that would be 4 times 3. So this is now 12. But 1, 3, and 3, 1, these are repeated outcomes. So that means we need to divide this one by 2 times 1. So the total possible outcome now is 6. Okay, what about for the favorable outcome? The sum of the numbers written on the beads is a multiple of 4. So if it's multiple of 4, we have here 4, 8, 12, 16, but 16 is not included here because when we add two numbers here, we cannot find two numbers that when we add together, the sum is 16. So we have to remove 16 here. Okay, for 4, sum of the two numbers is a multiple of 4. Okay, we have here 1 and 3. Okay, what about for 8? Okay, if it's 8, then we have 3 and 5. We also have 1 and 7. Okay, for 12, 5 and 7. So that's 12. So 5 and 7. So it means we have 4 favorable outcomes. So 4 over 6, that would be our probability for the first event. Okay, what about for the second event? Some of the numbers written on the beads is a multiple of 5. So for our total possible outcome, so this would be 6 also. So it's just the same. But for our favorable outcome, some of the numbers written on the bids is a multiple of 5. So multiple of 5, we have 5, 10, 15, and so on. 15 here is not included already because we don't have two numbers here that when we add together, the answer is 15. Okay, let's try 5. For 5, we don't have two numbers that when we add together the answer is 5. If it's 10, then it would be 3 and 7. 3 plus 7 is 10. Okay, other than this, no more. So that means we only have one favorable outcomes for our second event. Okay, we are looking for multiple of 4 or multiple of 5, or the probability that the sum of the numbers written on the bill is a multiple of 4 or multiple of 5. So we just have to add these probabilities together. And this is now equal to 5 over 6. So this is now the probability for this question or problem.